Hey, World Warriors, and welcome to a CrowMn review, third year anniversary. A little weird that I'm doing this third year thing for a best around video rather than a CrowMn review video, but I guess that's not too far away from the trend that I kind of already set. I mean, for the for the 1 year anniversary, I did a CrowMn review. I think it was number 9 for the Rumble Roses review, and that was my 1 year anniversary video, which one of my favorite reviews that I've done. And then from there, the next year anniversary, I posted up the video of Warrior's Dream, episode 0, which was just sort of there to introduce the concept of what Warrior's Dream was going to be. And then I guess it only makes sense that for this year's anniversary I'm doing this as a best around video. I don't. It's a big change for me, but at the same time, a CrowMn review has always been changing, I guess, based on really what I wanted to do, but I think more than that, how my tastes as a consumer of media have sort of changed as well. I mean, when I first had the idea that I wanted to do my own web show, I was looking to other web shows for some sort of template, for something to sort of base my initial episodes on, and that hopefully if I just sort of copy what other people were doing, that I could eventually sort of gain enough experience that I could branch out and really do my own thing. Which is why early episodes were, it was me teaching myself how to sort of polish a web show with proper lighting, with decent shots, with up the production, a rehearsed script, a well-written script. Early episodes of a CrowMn review, like more than half of the process was just writing. And a lot of that had to do with what I was watching at the time, which I would probably say the most major influence for me was someone like the Nostalgia Critic and other producers from That Guy with the Glasses. That was a lot of what I was consuming at the time, and what I kind of wanted a CrowMn review to be like. Of course, now that was 3 years ago, and where I am right now, a majority of what I consume for entertainment, and as far as that medium goes, is mostly Let's Plays and podcasts. And while, of course, I have dabbled in the occasional Let's Play, of course, there's the Final Fight one, which I didn't even play in. That was Jimmy and Face Down Ninja over there. And then, of course, the Colonial Marines Let's Play, which was just a blast to make. But I really don't want to get into doing Let's Plays. I like the process, I like some of the results that it produces, but I feel like there's already just way too many Let's Plays out there, and that I don't feel confident enough that I could bring something unique to the table on that. Which is a huge reason why, for Best Around, I don't I don't really use that many, I guess, live clips of me playing the game. It's mostly, well, here's a clip of, me playing, but I'll usually be talking about whatever the subject of the episode is, rather than, me playing while commentating over what I'm playing, like a typical Let's Play. I don't want to do that. I would probably say the biggest influences I have right now are podcasts, and that's kind of what I wanted to get into doing with Warrior's Dream. A sort of podcast formula, but with video, for the purposes of, again, just reviewing a timeline of fighting games. And that would have required a huge change in how I do a CrowMn review, which reflects greatly in what Best Around is. Best Around is, in essence, almost the complete opposite of what early episodes of a CrowMn review were. It's not slick. It's not polished. It's not rehearsed or scripted. It's, I barely use any of the, sort of the lighting equipment or shooting or framing that I do with, that I did with a CrowMn review. It's sort of just, as long as I'm in the picture, as long as, I can get some clips of whatever's going on in the TV, that's good enough. And the fact that I'm not working off of a script has, in itself, it's been a big challenge for me as somebody that, for a while, just trying to read off a script was very awkward. And it was something that I sort of had to do enough times that I would get used to it, that I could just let loose and be myself, but have that script there as more of a guide than the letter of the law. But with Best Around, where it's completely improvised, I have to sort of once again work through the awkwardness of being me and not having any kind of written guide to follow. All I really have is, well, what's going on, or what's the subject of this episode, and just kind of off to the races with that. And that's kind of where Best Around is right now. In a lot of ways, I'm using Best Around as a way to be more comfortable with myself in open water, where anything could happen. A few episodes ago where, I'm just going through my book and seeing, fuck, I'm not nearly putting enough time into this as I could be. That was, that episode was a genuine reaction. It was my genuine disappointment in myself for not putting in the kind of effort that I wanted to put into, not just the challenge itself, but in essence the web show. It's sort of this circular thing of the web show is the challenge is the web show. If I'm not putting enough effort into one of these things, then it feels like I'm not putting enough effort into both of these things. But, I guess the only other thing I really wanted to touch on was that a CrowMn review is not over. I would like to eventually go back to just doing reviews of things and stuff, but it's mostly just the question of, is it going to be like older episodes of a CrowMn review? Is it going to be these heavily polished, scripted affairs? Maybe. Probably not. with Best Around, I feel like I'm going a long way towards sort of getting away from that. And while I enjoyed the writing process of a CrowMn review, it was very time-consuming for me. And I feel like that's the one thing that's the one luxury that I'm not really having these days is time. I don't really have the time to do the kind of scripts that I was doing with a CrowMn review. And then, of course, there's Warrior's Dream, which is a dream that I have not given up with. I'm waiting for the right time to do it. Because the thing about Warrior's Dream, it's not a one-man project. I need people to make Warrior's Dream what I want it to be, and I don't feel like I have all that I have necessary to do that. So, it's been an amazing 3 years. Here's to another year. This Best Around challenge just in itself is going to take me all the way until November. And then just, a few short months, it'll be 4 years. And what'll be in store for a CrowMn review then? I've already, kind of spitballed ideas with myself on what could I do after Best Around. Would I do another challenge of some kind? Street Fighter V is coming out. Maybe a Best Around with Street Fighter V. Who knows? But a CrowMn review's not going away. If anything, the fact that I'm changing up what I'm doing so often, year to year, it's me keeping it fresh for myself. It's me taking on new challenges, me trying to get better at what I'm doing rather than sticking with the same old thing. After 2 years of doing the sort of heavily scripted stuff of a CrowMn review that I was doing, I felt very comfortable doing it. I feel like if I tried to do it again, I would feel very comfortable doing it, but I needed a new challenge. And that's what Warrior's Dream was going to be, and that's what Best Around is now. It's just another challenge that I'm happy to take on. And at the end of it, it's going to make me better at doing these web shows. So, strap yourselves in. It's going to be an incredible ride, and I invite you to come along. Oh, that was the dorkiest thing I could have fucking said.